guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I finally had the chance to do my video with the Urban Decay and Prince collaboration. You guys, it's taken me so long to get this because my funny story is you guys knew from previous video from my Instagram that I literally ordered this at the pre-order. Before it came available to everyone, they sent out the alerts to the people that signed up for it. And I literally got that alert, I think it was like a week before it was available. And they're like, hey, it's ready for pre-order. So I pre-ordered it. I was super excited. And me and my sister were happy to be talking about it because we were gonna meet like a couple weeks later in San Diego, which was last week. And we were talking about, hey, maybe we could do a Facebook Live together and do like an unboxing, or do like, I could do your makeup on, camera. And we were just talking about it, and she's like, yeah, mine's supposed to be here like Friday. And I was like, oh, I haven't, even received a notification once mine's coming. So I just like, didn't think anything of it, but I just decided to go into, my account and see like when it's coming. And I still had it in my cart. So I never ordered it. I literally don't know what happened, because pretty sure I got the little, I didn't remember actually getting a confirmation. I do so much online shopping that I don't know what I did. Anyways, it was in my cart, so it wasn't purchased. So I literally had to go back in, and the actual collection wasn't available, but the little individual pieces were. So I was able to get everything, but I had to wait until everything that I got shipped to me separately, because some pieces were on back order, and I was like, oh my God. So I finally got everything together and was able to put it together. Now I'm really upset because I really wanted the little box to house it in, and it was exactly the same amount as, I think it was actually more the way I purchased it individually, but I really would have kept that little box, to keep everything in. But remember when I told you guys I had that little, the little ColourPop Disney collection? I ended up breaking all that apart too, and I really liked the little case that it came in, but I just didn't have room for it, so I ended up throwing that away. I don't think I would have thrown this away though, because it had Prince's eyes on it, and oh my God, I love him so much. So I really wanted that, but it's all right. I just kind of stick everything in with my regular makeup, I guess. But anyways, that's what took me so long to make this. I was so pissed, but thank God me and my sister had that conversation to make me actually go in there and realize that I didn't order it, because I probably would have missed out. They probably would have sold out of a lot of the pieces, and I would have just been pissed. So anyways, yeah, long story short, I'm finally here to make the video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Okay, so what I have on right now is my eyebrows, the P.Louise shadow base. I have the Huda Beauty Glow Wish. It's the skin tint. It's the multi-dew skin tint. It's not a heavy foundation, so it's perfect for right now when it's 115 degrees in Las Vegas and you just don't want to really wear a heavy foundation. So I put some concealer around my dark spots, and then put this on. And then just in the T-zone area, I added the illuminizer from this Urban Decay collection. Now it's not coverage, it just has a little tint to it, and that's why I didn't want to do it on camera, because it's nothing significant. I just literally put it around the T-zone area so you can see a nice little kind of dewiness to the skin. It's not what I thought it was going to be when it says a liquid face and décolletage luminizer. Like, I thought it was gonna have like a little bit of a, not a shimmer, I don't like shimmer on my face, but definitely more like a highlighted look. This just gives dewiness, so it doesn't really highlight at all. So yeah, anyways, so we are gonna go ahead and start off with the eyes. So I'll do a couple looks from this collection. I wanted to do my first one from it's called the Let's Go Crazy palette. So this is the one that I want to do first. Which is obviously a lot of purples, because obviously Prince is definitely mainly purple. So I wanted to do this one first. However, the darkest purple in here, which is this one right here, and it's called Delirious, it's not very dark. So I want to stick to the same like collection. So I'm going to dip into this one, which is the You Got the Look palette, and just use the black from in here. I'm going to use this black right here from this palette. Now, it's not a true deep black. It kind of like is like a dark gray, but I could easily dip into any of my other black shadows, but I want to stay, just using these. So that's what I'm going to use today. What I'm going to do first is just dip into that small color with a really small brush. This is from Peaches and Cream, and I'm going to take the PC38. It's a very tiny brush, and I'm just going to create today a halo eye. So I'm gonna really just darken the outer corner and the inner corner. And that's why I wanna use the black, because like I said, that purple color is not super dark. So in order for it to distinguish from the other purples, I need to make the inner corner and the outer corner a little darker. So that's what we're gonna do here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the inner corner. And I didn't put any translucent powder over my shadow like I normally do, because I don't really like when something sticks a lot. But for this, I do want it to stick because I want the colors to really stand out. So I'm basically just creating, you can see like a little V on the inner corner and the outer corner. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dip into that purple. And again, that's called Delirious. That black was called So Dark. So take another brush from that collection from Peaches and Cream, and this is the PC22. It's just a little bigger of a brush. It's still small, but you can tell it's a little bit bigger than the other one. So I'm dipping into that Delirious color, and I'm just gonna kind of pat around the edges of that color, because I don't wanna go all the way on top of the black, because then it'll just, you know, kind of defeat what I just tried to do, is create depth. So I'm just kind of going around it right now and a little bit on top of it. And yes, this kind of look always looks like crazy at the beginning because you look like a raccoon. And I'm sorry, I'm really far away from my mirror, so I'm gonna have to bring it up because I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pat around like this. And then you can kind of go back with your other brush that had the black on it and just kind of blend them a little bit together. Just like that. Now I'm going to take a bigger brush. This one is from Luxie. It's the 209 large shader, and I'm going to take the color called Funknroll and dip into that. And we're going to press that on even on the outer part of that one. For blending purposes, always go back with the other colors that you used. Not really adding any more color because it's already on your brush, but just, you know, adding to that blending process, going back and forth. Go with the smaller one. This one had the black on it. I'm gonna go into the biggest brush, which is the PC10. It's a large fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go into the color called Get Yo Groove On. And this one I'm gonna hold at the very end and literally just do little feathery strokes around the outside to just diffuse the lines on that. Okay, now I'm gonna take this fun unique piece, and this is called the Dazzle stick from Kat Von D. It's just a really pretty creamy stick eyeshadow. You could totally wear it by itself. I love it for a spotlight eye look because it literally gives more definition to that center. I'm gonna pick it up with just my little synthetic eyeshadow brush and just pop it right in the center. And like, you could literally leave it by itself with just this, but I want to use obviously the colors from this palette. You can use your concealer for this as well, just like a regular cut crease, but I'm going to use this. Okay, so I'm going to take the color called When Doves Cry, and it's just a white. I'm going to pick it up with my MAC 242 and just place it right in the center. And that little Dazzle stick just gives a little bit more vibrancy to this white, which is what I like about it. I don't want to just leave the edges all harsh like that. I'm trying to use as many colors in this palette as I can. So I'm going to use this little color called D.M.S.R to soften the edges of that white. D.M.S.R, obviously you know, is from one of his songs, the Dance Music Sex Romance. So yeah, and this is a really pretty purple. It literally has like little shimmer flecks of blue in it. It's really pretty. So I'm just literally going in between the other purple and this white, just in between those two colors, just to kind of soften that. So like here you're not seeing it, but in person it's you know, you can kind of see that color that I'm describing. So since I ended off with that one, I'm gonna go back with the color that I used before that, which was with the fluffier brush, using the Get Your Groove On, and just kind of bring that back right there a little bit. So this is kind of just redefining the blending process. Then I'm gonna go back with the Funknroll, a little bit farther back. And then lastly, I'm gonna go back of a combination. I'm gonna dip into the So Dark and a little bit of the Delirious together and just kind of redefine that outer corner. And the same on the inner corner. Now I'm gonna take the pencil liner, and this is called So Dark as well. And the liner is so sharp. Look at, you can stab someone with that. I don't usually use eyeliner, like a pencil liner on the top, unless I'm doing a real soft look that I want to smudge it out. But because I want to use the white in the bottom, I want to use all these colors. I'm going to use this on the top just to kind of define my lash line. I don't want to like cover it up with all the center color. So that's why I'm just going to literally put a light little kind of wash of this over the lash line, just to give it a little bit more definition. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just a little, the lash line makes it a little bit darker. If you've watched my videos before, you know I like to do my concealer after, and this is why. Look at how messy that is. I'm just gonna take my cotton round that had my toner on it, and I'm just gonna literally clean up that bottom right there, kind of bring it up into like a little cat eye. And then clean up that inner corner as well. I literally just defeated the purpose of, at the beginning, I was kind of like wrapping the color underneath in the both parts, but that's just because I like to see like an even distribution of color while I'm doing it. But then, now that I'm gonna do my, you know, concealer and everything, obviously I have to have it nice and cleaned up, and then I will go on to redepositing it back under my eye. I'm just gonna put a little eye cream so it's nice and hydrated before I put my concealer. Concealer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind just to kind of get everything for darkness out. And I don't use this one as my brightening concealer. This one is just to kind of take away darkness. And it's really, really creamy. So I feel like this one I can literally put all the way underneath my eye. My brightening concealers, I usually like to stick just to the inner and the outer corner. Next, I'm just going to use the Tarte Shape Tape in Light. And I'm gonna put this on the inner corner right here, a little bit up here, a little bit down my nose, a bit up here. And my smile lines. It's not a complexion routine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this. Just put some baking powder underneath, and then I will come back to underneath the eyes. Okay, so I'm all baking under here, and I'm using the RCMA Original Color Powder. Because I want the eyeshadow to really stick on the bottom, I use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the color Eden. I do that once in a while. It's not something I do every day because just out of laziness, but I really, if I really want my under eyes, the shadow to stay, I put the primer down. So for here, because I want those colors to really stand out, I went ahead and placed it. I'm gonna take this little Morphe M508 brush. It's a really small shader brush. And I'm dipping it into that So Dark Black. And I'm gonna go ahead and just place it right on the outer corner, literally just pressing it on the outer corner. Remember, I just literally cleaned it up, but now it's gonna be more precise. And I'm even gonna kind of blend it into the little outer corner here. And then I'm gonna take a little bit and blend it on the inner corner as well. Next thing I'm gonna do is go back with that Delirious, the first dark purple, and I'm gonna go along the edges of that, right there, along the edges of the black, just creating more definition. If the purple was a dark purple, I would have used it by itself, but that's the only reason I'm using the black, is because it's not a very dark purple by itself. I'm gonna take a little bit bigger of a brush. We'll go back with the first brush that I used it for the black part, but it's, now that we're going under the eye, we're gonna use a little fluffy soft brush, but this is the smallest. So I'm gonna go back with that Funknroll. And now I'm gonna kind of grab a little bit lower and then start to bring it in just a little bit closer towards the inner corner. I'm gonna go with the same brush and go into the Get Yo Groove On and just literally, really softly go over that. And I'm gonna add a little bit more of that shimmer towards the bottom, so I'm picking up that brush right in the center with that shimmery shadow. And then I'll just use the When Doves Cry white. And then I want to take the white eyeliner, which is also called When Doves Cry. Now I'm going to do is take the setting powder that came with this, and I am just going to dust away my bake. It's a setting powder, so it's going to set all of everything else that I've already done. It does have a little bit of color, so if you're very, very fair skinned, it might even add color to your skin, but it's not translucent is what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna set my face. I pretty much used everything that came in the set, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pop on my lashes off camera and do the rest of my skin and my hair, and I will be right back. So I'm back with the finished look. I even have my little Prince necklace on, and I have this t-shirt. This was from the Universal tour back in 2002. I just cut the little, I hate t-shirts that come up here, so I always cut the neck off. But yeah, anyways, I just did my hair, which I actually added my little Glam Seamless extensions in today. And then I'll just kind of list whatever I used on the face. But yeah, I just really wanted to use this, but it was so funny, I literally noticed I didn't use the brush. It's really soft. I think it was literally, they say to use it with that little illuminator, but I have so many brushes, so I just used it when I was putting my foundation on with my regular foundation brush. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. It's taken me forever to finally get this up, but I hope you liked it. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.